There is a sentence, one single sentence, that, when spoken with awareness, has the power to shift your entire reality. It does not come from books, rituals, or luck. It comes from the eternal law that governs creation itself. You have spoken countless words throughout your life, but tonight you will speak differently. You will speak as the creator, not the beggar. Most people live as echoes of fear and limitation. They speak of what they lack and wonder why life keeps giving them more of it. But when you awaken to the truth that every word is energy, every word is creation, you stop talking about wealth and begin speaking from wealth. The moment you say this sentence with complete faith, something invisible moves. The law begins to rearrange circumstances, people, and opportunities to mirror your new vibration. The shift doesn't begin outside of you. It begins the instant you feel it within. So tonight, don't repeat this sentence as a wish. Speak it as a decree. Let it vibrate through your being until every doubt dissolves. You are not asking for wealth. You are declaring it into form. You are not waiting for the door to open. You are realizing it was never locked. Because once you speak from the power of your imagination, the world must bow to your command. Your words are not empty sounds. They are divine instructions to the universe itself. Listen carefully, for what I am about to share is not theory. It is law. You have been speaking your entire life, unaware that every word has been planting seeds in the unseen garden of your reality. The moment you speak, you are creating. Whether you whisper in fear or declare in faith, the universe listens not to your tone, but to your conviction. Words are not mere sounds. They are the invisible substance from which worlds are made. When you speak, you command energy. Every thought clothed in language becomes flesh in form. You cannot speak of lack and expect abundance. You cannot affirm failure and hope for Corey. For the universe is impartial. It echoes the vibration you send. The law does not decide what is good or bad. It simply reproduces what you embody. So, when you speak, you are not describing your life. You are writing ITT. Imagine standing before a mirror that does not reflect your face, but your consciousness. Whatever you say before it, whatever you claim is true, must appear in your world. If you say, I never have enough, the mirror obeys. If you say, money flows easily to me, the mirror obeys. The mirror never argues, it reflects. Do you realize how powerful you are? You could speak a new life into existence tonight if you only believed the sound of your own voice. But here is where most fail. They speak with divided hearts. They utter words of faith while holding doubt beneath them. They say, I am rich, but inside they tremble with disbelief. And so the echo that returns is confusion, not creation. True speech begins within. Before you ever speak aloud, the silent words within you are already forming your destiny. The feeling you hold as you speak is what gives life to your words. Empty words fall dead, but words infused with feeling awaken the law. That is why you must speak with authority, with certainty, as though the unseen already exists. Because in truth it does. The invisible is simply waiting for your command to take shape. There is no distance between your word and its fulfillment, only the shadow of doubt that you cast between them. The moment you speak with unwavering belief, creation begins to rearrange itself around you. The right people appear, the right doors open, and what you once called luck becomes the natural order of your life. Think of every word as a key turning in the lock of reality. Most people speak carelessly and wonder why nothing changes. But when you understand that speech is creation, you no longer speak to describe life. You speak to outdesign it. You choose your words with purpose. You no longer say, I want, for want implies lack. Instead, you declare, I have, because having spoken it, you already do. So I ask you now, what have you been saying about your life, your wealth, your future? Every phrase you repeat becomes a command to the unseen. The question is not whether it listens. The question is whether you are speaking from fear or from power. There exists a sentence, a simple arrangement of words, yet it carries within it the vibration of creation itself. It is not a charm, nor a ritual, nor a string of magic syllables. Its power lies not in the sound of the words, but in the state of consciousness from which they are spoken. For when you speak from the feeling of already having what you desire, the universe cannot deny you. It must reflect that state into form. You see, the sentence I speak of is not new. It has been whispered through generations, hidden in plain sight. Many have said it and received nothing, while a few have spoken it once and transformed their interior. E lives. The difference is never in the sentence, it is in the speaker. The words themselves are neutral, lifeless without belief, but when they are breathed through the awareness of one who knows their power, they awaken the sleeping law within. To speak this sentence is to assume the throne of creation. It is to move from asking to declaring, from hoping to knowing. It is to stand within the unseen and call it finished. And when you do, the invisible world bends to your voice. I tell you, the moment you utter words that carry the feeling of fulfillment, you have already begun to shape substance. The vibration of your conviction travels beyond sound. It touches the core of the unseen and commands it to appear. That is why many people speak of wealth, yet live in lack. They speak as beggars, not creators. They repeat words mechanically, but their inner state contradicts every syllable they say. There is a vast difference between repeating words and I inhabiting them. When you speak the sentence, you must enter into it as though it were a room already furnished with your desires. You must feel the weight of abundance upon you. Breathe the air of completion and speak not as one trying to convince the universe, but as one giving thanks for what already is. Ibru. This sentence is a decree, not a plea. When you declare it, you are not asking for wealth. You are recognizing that the source of wealth is already within you. The moment you speak from that recognition, the outer world begins to rearrange itself in harmony with your inner truth. You could speak this sentence in a whisper, yet the entire universe would hear you. You could speak it in silence, and creation would still move, for it is not your lips, but your consciousness that utters the command. Every repetition of it, when filled with belief, builds a magnetic field around you, drawing to you everything that belongs to that vibration. So do not rush the words. Do not repeat them as though counting numbers. Let them rise from the core of your being. Let every syllable carry the weight of certainty. Feel as though what you desire is already yours, because it is. This is the secret of the sentence, the hidden key that opens the gate between the invisible and the visible, between thought and thing, between the word and its fulfillment. When you speak this sentence, it is not the repetition that matters. It is the feeling behind it. Words without emotion are lifeless. They fall to the ground like stones. But a single word, spoken with the fire of belief, can shake the foundations of your world. Feeling is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. It is the living current that gives motion to your words. Without it, nothing moves. With it, all things are possible. Most people speak from the surface of the mind, not from the depth of their being. They say the words, but they do not to feel them. They hope, they wish, they imagine that maybe something might happen. But the law does not respond to half-hearted hopes. It responds to conviction. It listens only to the language of feeling, for feeling is the secret signal to the universe that says, it is done. Bro. You may repeat the most powerful sentence in existence, but if you say it as one who still doubts, you will wait endlessly for proof. Yet if you say it once, only once, with the absolute knowing that it is already true, the manifestation begins at that instant. Because feeling is creation in motion. We must learn to clothe your words in the emotional tone of fulfillment. When you speak of wealth, feel the joy of it, the ease, the comfort, the security that wealth brings. Let your imagination become so real that your body begins to respond to it. Your heart should beat with the rhythm of gratitude. Your breath should carry the calm assurance of possession. The unseen responds not to what you say you want. It responds to who you are being as you say it. When you repeat the sentence, do not beg, do not plead. Speak as one who already holds it. Feel as the one who already lives it. Every sensation, every breath should vibrate with completion. That is the sacred art of manifestation, to a feel of the reality before it appears. The outer world cannot resist a heart that beats in harmony with its desire. Think for a moment. What happens when you truly feel love? You don't wait for proof, you know it. You act from it, you think from it. You move as one who is loved. The same law applies to wealth, health, and success. When you feel it within, life must mirror it without. So as you repeat the sentence, don't just say it, become it. Let the feeling tear entire being. Speak until your mind quiets, until your heart whispers, it is done. In that moment, your vibration shifts. The law begins to move. Circumstances realign. Paths open where walls once stood. But it all begins with that sacred feeling, the emotional certainty that what you have spoken is already yours. You do not wait for the world. D, to show you proof. You are the proof. You are the source. When your inner world vibrates with wealth, when your heart beats with the rhythm of abundance, the outer world must bow to that vibration. For feeling is not the result of creation. It is the cause of it. There is something extraordinary that happens when your inner vibration begins to shift. The world around you starts to echo it, quietly at first, then unmistakably. People appear who speak the words you once imagined. Opportunities align that seem to come from nowhere. It is as if life itself begins to repeat your inner language back to you. This is the echo of creation, the mirror of your consciousness. The outer world is not independent of you. It is your reflection, a living projection of your inner state. When you understand this, you stop trying to change the mirror and begin to change yourself. You no longer plead with the world to treat you differently. You transform the vibration within you, and the world has no choice. See but to follow. For reality has only one master, and that master is the state you are currently embodying. Speak all you wish, but until your words match the inner tone of being, they will return to you empty. The echo of your inner world never lies. It reflects your dominant state of awareness. If you feel lack while speaking of abundance, life echoes lack. If you feel doubt while declaring certainty, life echoes doubt. This is not punishment, it is precision. The universe does not err, it mirrors perfectly. It gives you not what you wish for, but what you desire. So ask yourself, what are you being in this very moment? Are you being the possesses or the one who waits to receive? Are you being the one who knows or the one who hopes? Every time you repeat that powerful sentence, listen to your own vibration. If you speak it from the emptiness of longing, it returns hollow. But when you speak it from the fullness of faith, it reverberates through creation like a divine comma. N.D. A. Brashear. The outer world cannot resist the certainty of one who knows it. It bends, it reshapes, it aligns itself with your state. But this alignment does not come through effort or struggle. It comes through embodiment. You must become the vibration of wealth long before wealth arrives. The feeling of possession must live in you before possession itself appears. When you live in that state, you no longer chase, you attract. You no longer strive, you allow. The echo begins to change only when the voice that produces it changes. If you want a new sound, you must sing a new song within yourself. If you want abundance to echo back, you must vibrate with abundance now. The law cannot bring to you something you are unwilling to become. So do not look outward for proof. The proof is always inward. Speak your sentence, not to convince the world, but to remind yourself who you already are. The wealth you seek is not outside your being. It is within your consciousness, waiting to be recognized. On D. Once you know that truth, your words no longer ask for anything. They simply express what is already true. The world echoes your inner declaration. Faithfully, precisely, inevitably. There comes a sacred interval between your declaration and its manifestation, a space so still that most mistake it for silence. This is the unseen moment where faith is tested, not by struggle, but by stillness. It is here that many turn away. They speak their powerful sentence. They feel its truth. And when nothing seems to change at once, they doubt. They look to the world too soon, forgetting that the seed takes root before it rises. Yet this is the very moment when faith must remain unshaken. Hebrew faith is not waiting with hope. Faith is a knowing before seeing. It is the quiet certainty that what you have spoken has already begun to move in the unseen. It is the invisible assurance that every word, every feeling has set a law in motion. And once set, that law cannot fail. It cannot return void. It must fulfill its purpose. But your task in this delicate space is to remain unmoved, to rest in the unseen with complete confidence that the harvest is sure. You must learn to walk by inner sight, not outer evidence. The eyes will tempt you with delay. the world will whisper doubt, and reason will question your faith. But the wise creator knows that appearances are the slowest form of truth. What you feel within is always ahead of what you see without. The outer world is simply catching up to the vibration you have already become. So, in this stillness, do not ask, "Where is it?" Ask instead, "Who am I being right now?" For if you are being the one who already has, then it is already yours. Do not undo your creation with impatience. Do not uproot your seed by looking for proof. The invisible has already heard you. Your only work now is to remain in the feeling of fulfillment. This is the art of divine waiting, not the waiting of time, but of trust. To know that the unseen is alive, forces beyond sight are aligning in your favor. To act as though your desire is already done, not because you hope it will come, but because you know it has. Every act of faith is a signal, every calm breath a declaration, and the universe responds, not to your worry, but to your certainty. When you hold the feeling of completion, when you rest in the assurance that your word has power, the silence becomes sacred. It is no longer a void, it is gestation. The dream is forming, shaping, building its way toward visibility. The law is working beneath the surface, and your only task is to remain still in faith. This moment is where creation matures. It is where your inner echo deepens, where the vibration solidifies into form. The one who endures this unseen moment without fear, without doubt, becomes unstoppable. For they have learned the greatest secret, that manifestation is not waiting for proof. It is faith sustained until proof appears. And then comes the final act, the living of He fulfilled state. This is where the unseen takes shape, not through chance, but through your decision to become what you once desired. You no longer imagine wealth as something to come. You dwell in the consciousness of already having it. You rise in the morning, not wondering if it will appear, but thanking the unseen for what already belongs to you. You walk, speak, and think as the one who has arrived. Living from the fulfilled state means you have ceased trying to make it happen. You no longer reach outward, you express inwardly. You no longer wait for evidence, you area the evidence. The one who truly believes has nothing left to chase, because the act of being is already the fulfillment. And when you live as though it were done, the outer world must yield to your inner posture. It cannot resist the vibration of completion. You see, imagination was never meant to be an escape from reality. It yields to reality, seen before its unveiling. When you imagine with feeling, you plant the pattern of your world. When you live from that pattern, you water it with faith. Every thought, every gesture, every silent assumption becomes nourishment for the invisible seed that is now taking form. To live from the fulfilled state is not pretending, it is remembering. You are remembering who you truly are, the creator, not the observer. You are remembering that the wealth, the success, the abundance you seek is not coming from somewhere else. It is unfolding from within your consciousness. The world outside only mirrors the decision you have already made inside. There is no separation between you and what you desire. The very act of desiring was life within you trying to remember itself. When you say, "I am wealthy," you are not describing a future, you are declaring a present identity. And identity is power. For the law responds to what you desire, not what you want. When you think, speak, and move as the one who already possesses, the bridge of events forms naturally. Every every meeting, every opportunity appears in perfect sequence, as though the world were conspiring to fulfill your inner command. Do not concern yourself with how it will happen. That is not your domain. The unseen intelligence that formed the stars is capable of arranging your circumstances. Your only task is to remain faithful to your state, to walk in it, breathe in it, live in it, until it feels as natural as the air around you. When that happens, manifestation becomes effortless because you are no longer seeking alignment, you desire alignment itself. To live from the fulfilled state is to know that the word you have spoken has already been received. You have felt it, you have claimed it, you have believed it, and now you embody it. You become the living testimony of your own creation. The moment you do, The outer world must conform, for it has no power to deny the one who has already become the thing he desired.